Piñatas are the familiar, colorful decorations used at festive occasions. At one South Bay home studio, the traditional is taken to a new level by artist Botello.
I create piñata sculptures. So a piñata is created out of cardboard or paper mache, and then it's beautifully decorated with paper. Most times you'll see them used for parties, so they'll fill them with goodies, candies, and then they're broken at events. I do create those to break, but I also create pieces to be kept as art.
Patty has taken a cultural staple and transformed it into an art form all her own.
I fell in love with making piñatas when I was really young. Piñatas, I know of them through Mexico. The woman who taught me essentially how to make them, even when I was just 3 years old, was also from Mexico. They're used for festivities. She created these in her spare time. Because I was there with her while she was working, she'd let me stir the paste and let me attach paper, and so it was just so much fun. For birthday parties, they're usually cartoon figures, or maybe it's a number and it has some sort of little decoration that ties into the theme of the party. But I also create some that are more sculptural work and that I've used at events, whether it was to exhibit my work in a gallery or for music events outdoors. They have a lot more detail, and they might even be larger in size. Each piece is unique. If it has sort of a round shape, I'll begin with a balloon and then paper mache the balloon. I like to upcycle materials. I reuse cardboard boxes, cereal boxes, any kind of like thin cardboard is great for bending and molding into the shape that I need. I think it's important to reuse items instead of just throwing them away or recycling them, to give them a new purpose, just to get some of that stuff out of the landfill. I've also done a lot of robots in the past, and so the little knobs I'll get painted with acrylic paint. The pieces are put together with really strong contractor tape, and so that'll keep my piece together while I make the paste. Stuff that you have at home, it's water and flour. Put your stove to medium, and it gives you a nice thick paste, but definitely will give you a nice hard shell on your paper mache sculpture. Once I've paper mache'd them, I use 2 different types of crepe paper to cover the piñatas. So my studio now, because of the pandemic, we've actually turned our spare bedroom into /studio and work office for my husband. So half the space is mine, half the space is his, and my artwork gives him, I think, a great background for his meetings. Look at the lights, baby. You see the lights? She's so shy. It's been really interesting also seeing my daughter kind of take an interest. Definitely wants to help anytime she sees me working.
Oh, that's a lot of tape.
And I do post those videos as well because it's real. It's real, it's what's happening at home. There's a project that I'm currently working on, and it's made possible by a grant from MACLA. MACLA is a place where they have a gallery space. They host different sorts of classes for the youth, classes for adults. It's a way to kind of bring the Latino community into these spaces where they can express themselves and be creative. So they decided to create this fellowship to help artists with their work and further their work. And I was chosen to be one of 10 fellows for this fellowship, and the project that I'm doing with them is actually focused on street vendors. I have these really fun memories of going to what is known as a frutero, or a man who sells fruit from a cart. Whenever I heard those bells, right, like you know what it is. You know if it's a bell, it's the ice cream guy. And if it's a honk, then it's the guy that has the chips and the corn and the mangoes. There are street vendors on just about every corner. And we would go and see him kind of do his magic. They're slicing all the fruit and packaging it up for you. And we would beg my dad to take us to these carts. Part of my project here now is thinking about that and those memories, and especially in the time that we are going through now with the pandemic, thinking about the connections with people and getting to know the people in our neighborhoods and kind of looking after them. And it's usually Latinos that are selling items. And so I wanted to get the story from them and to see kind of what their hopes and dreams are for the future while they're here, if they plan to go back home. So I was able to get quite a few stories.
As part of her fellowship, Patty leads workshops exploring her vendor cart concept.
We're going to be creating mini paletero carts or ice cream carts, and they're going to be created from cardboard pieces, little cardboard tubes, metal found objects like paper clips. I'll walk them through kind of how to build it. It'll have little ringing bells, and then they can decorate it any way that they'd like. Even if it's something simple as a little pineapple, they can see what kind of time it takes to create these pieces. He is so cute, so anytime I'm taking a photo of these pieces, it never fails. I'm like, Bruce, please move. I'm creating this life-size fruit cart. It'll have the fruit inside and the big, beautiful rainbow umbrella. It's fun. So the fruit that I've been creating now it's all life-size as well to fit into the cart, and all the individual pieces are done one by one, and then I'll install them into the main piece. Once you walk around and stand where the fruit vendor would stand, there'll actually be a scene in the back that'll show you a little bit about the vendors' hopes and dreams, maybe where they came from, but you'll be able to kind of stand where they stand and see what their life is like. A lot of vendors are coming from other countries, Latin American countries, and I'm hoping that with this project, people will take the time to kind of get to know people's stories.
Sharing stories through art is a powerful way to create connection between people from different backgrounds.